Welcome to the deep dive. Every time you shop online, there is this invisible war happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the exact second you click buy now.
Yeah, it's a completely hidden battlefield.
Right, a battlefield of algorithms and split-second decisions. So today we're taking a fascinating document, a briefing called The Digital Veil, Managing Card-Not-Present Fraud and Remote Payment Risk. And we're going to use it to explore this massive, completely hidden ecosystem. It's basically where your demand for absolute convenience battles global financial security.
Yeah, that tension is everything.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at a threat landscape that fundamentally alters how trust works, right?
We really are. I mean, we're looking at an architectural crisis in the payment ecosystem.
Wow, a crisis.
Yeah, the industry refers to this as card not present, or CNP fraud. And since you, our listener, understand the basic mechanics of e-commerce,
Yeah.
We don't need to dwell on what a web store is.
Right, we all buy stuff online.
Exactly. So the core issue here is the structural blind spot. It's created when the physical verification of a payment instrument just vanishes.
Because you aren't handing anyone a card.
Right. And this isn't just a payment issue. It's right at the intersection of cybercrime, identity theft, and, well, money laundering.
Okay, I want to get right into the mechanics of that blind spot, because if I go to a coffee shop and hand them my card, there's a physical object, right?
Yes, exactly.
The terminal reads a secure chip, but online, that physical reality is just gone.
Completely gone.
And it seems the reason this crime is so incredibly difficult to stop isn't just that the card is missing, it's that the transaction itself is like an illusion of validity.
That's the perfect way to phrase it. The primary hurdle is that to the banking system, a fraudulent transaction often appears technically flawless.
Technically flawless, like it looks totally normal.
Yeah, the criminal isn't just guessing. They have the 16-digit card number, the expiry date, the billing details, the security code on the back.
Wow.
So when the payment gateway asks for specific data points, the data provided is 100% correct.
It's like someone walking through your front door with a perfectly copied set of keys rather than picking the lock.
Oh, exactly.
The house's alarm system just sees the right key and assumes it's you. It doesn't know who is actually turning it.
Right. That analogy perfectly illustrates the shifted burden of trust.
The burden of trust.
Yeah, because the merchant cannot physically inspect a chip or verify a face. The entire burden of trust shifts away from the card itself.
Okay.
It has to be mapped onto digital and behavioral controls.
Which means every time you shop online, you are being analyzed.
Oh, constantly.
Like you click checkout, and in those milliseconds before the confirmation page loads, the system is frantically looking at alternative indicators.
There's dozens of them.
What device you were on, your history, behavioral signals, just to prove that the person holding those perfect keys is actually you.
And that analysis is happening across a really fragmented chain.
Right.
You have the merchant's platform, the payment gateway, the acquiring bank, the issuing bank. Each handoff is a vulnerability.
Which leads to a massive question. I mean, if the fraudsters have the perfect keys, how did they get them in the first place?
Well, they aren't just guessing numbers.
Right. They aren't sitting there typing random digits.
Exactly. They run sophisticated harvesting operations. So the playbook includes phishing, malware, massive data breaches.
The usual suspects, yeah.
Right, and account takeover, skimming, illicit networks.
Yeah.
But crucially, criminals rarely steal just the card number anymore.
Because the number isn't enough.
Exactly. To guarantee success, they gather a full profile. Name, billing address, phone, email, even one-time authentication to data.
Wait, I have to challenge something here. I was looking through the notes on how these networks operate, and it mentioned they test cards with small value transactions first.
Yes, microtests.
Wait, so these criminal networks are essentially running professional quality assurance tests on stolen data before they go for the big score?
Yeah. What's fascinating here is how they extract value at scale. The payment card is really just a remote channel for them.
A remote channel.
Yeah, it's a way to monetize compromised data rapidly. They build botnets to run tens of thousands of these microtests simultaneously.
Wow.
So they move from these microtests right into acquiring high-value goods once they know the card works.
Okay, so that links their speed to our own desire for speed, right?
Yes, the convenience factor.
Because why is this ecosystem so easy for criminals to exploit? It's the pressure for frictionless commerce.
The tension of commerce is exactly that. The digital commerce ecosystem is fast and it's fragmented.
We want to just click and be done.
Right. Merchants prioritize seamless checkouts and high conversion rates, and the exact same commercial pressures that create a simple, magical payment experience for genuine customers.
Like me buying something with one tap.
Exactly. That actively reduces the barriers for fraudsters.
So what are they actually buying? Because if they are moving at this automated speed, they can't be buying like physical sofas.
No, definitely not sofas.
You can't easily fence a stolen physical sofa online.
Right, you have to store it, ship it.
It takes days, leaves a massive paper trail. So what are the categories most at risk?
They target digital goods, gift cards, travel bookings, and subscriptions.
Because they are instantly delivered.
Yes, highly liquid and easily transferable.
Right. A digital gift card is instantly converted to cash.
Exactly, which forces institutions into this incredible tightrope walk.
Every time we demand to never be inconvenienced at checkout, we force this tightrope walk.
We do. They have to balance transaction integrity with customer convenience.
Because if they add too much friction...
They risk losing legitimate business. Customers just abandon the cart.
Right, the convenience conundrum.
Exactly.
Okay, let's shift the scope from the point of sale to the aftermath. What happens to all these easily monetized digital goods?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, CNP fraud is not just some standalone chargeback or dispute issue.
It's not just a retailer losing $50 and shrugging it off.
No, not at all. The text links this activity directly to organized criminal networks.
Organized crime.
Yeah, money mules, broader identity compromise. The proceeds move through logistics channels, secondary marketplaces, and linked bank accounts to be laundered.
Okay, let me make sure I'm grasping this scale. When a merchant suffers a CNP loss, they aren't just dealing with a singular theft.
Right.
They might be acting as an unwitting funding mechanism for a massive, organized criminal operation.
That is exactly what is happening. The exposure doesn't just sit with the card issuer.
Right.
It infects merchants, acquirers, and gateways alike.
That is terrifying.
It is. It's an entire criminal pipeline.
So let's pivot to the solution. If static passwords fail and criminals act exactly like legitimate customers, how do institutions fight back without ruining the customer experience?
Well, they use a layered framework. The defense strategy detailed in the text has two main prongs.
Okay, what's the first one?
Preventive controls. This includes strong customer authentication, tokenization, device fingerprinting.
Wait, tokenization? That's when they swap the card number for a useless string of characters.
Like, so even if it's stolen, it's useless elsewhere. And then there's risk-based friction.
But the fraudsters adapt, I assume?
Oh, always. Because fraudsters bypass front-end controls, we need the second prong, which is detective controls.
Detective controls. So this is happening in real time.
Yes, real time. Models must look for velocity anomalies.
Like trying to buy 500 things in a minute.
Right, and geographic inconsistencies, mismatched shipping, and repeated authorization attempts.
So they are looking at the behavior, not just the password.
Exactly. But this raises an important question regarding internal corporate structure.
Oh, like who actually handles the problem?
Yes. When an anomaly is detected, who deals with it? The text warns about weak coordination between different teams.
Like the fraud team and the AML team.
Right. Fraud, anti-money laundering, cyber, and merchant risk teams. If they don't coordinate, you get fragmented responses.
So they might stop the immediate loss.
Yes. But the wider criminal pattern is completely ignored.
It's like having casino security where one guard watches the roulette table and another watches blackjack, but no one is looking at the overhead cameras.
That is a perfect analogy.
So it comes down to governance, really. Institutions need management reporting and specific metrics.
Yes, metrics are crucial. They track authorization fraud rates and false positive volumes.
False positives. That's when a real customer gets blocked.
Exactly. And the customer dimension here is huge. Genuine customers need confidence.
Because if an institution gets this wrong, they don't just lose money.
No, they erode trust through false declines and poor remediation.
Right. If my card gets declined twice for no reason, I'm just going to use a different card and probably never use the first one again.
Exactly. The friction hurts the business just as much as the fraud does.
So what does this all mean? When we distill everything we've talked about, card not present fraud is really the ultimate modern crime.
It truly is.
It turns stolen data into immediate transactional power, and it basically forces the entire financial ecosystem to rely on complex behavioral analytics rather than simple passwords.
Passwords just aren't enough anymore.
No, they aren't. And that leaves us with a final thought for you to mull over today, building on this idea that defense relies on tracking behavioral deviations.
Hmm.
If the only way to prove you are you is by institutions constantly monitoring your unique behavioral patterns, your device, your typical speed, your location, your habits, does your personal everyday behavior effectively become your new unchangeable password?
Wow.
And if so, how much of our everyday lives must be tracked and profiled just to keep our digital wallets safe? Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning the world around you, and we'll catch you next time.